Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this point, we'll have the council clerk do the roll call.
Councilwoman Melly Garthwaite,
Melly Garthwaite, Council at Large, present.
Councilman Brian Locks,
Brian Locks, Council at Large, present.
Councilwoman Ann Heffernan is absent, Councilwoman Michelle Coletti,
Councilwoman Michelle Coletti, District 2, present.
Councilwoman Sarah Akbarali,
Councilwoman Sarah Akbarali, 3rd District, present.
Councilman Gary Donovan,
Councilman Gary Donovan, 4th District, present.
Councilman Edward McMillan,
Councilman Edward McMillan, 5th District, present.
Councilwoman Dawn Callahan,
Councilwoman Dawn Callahan, 6th District, present.
Councilwoman Catherine Tucker is absent, Councilman Christopher Vargo,
Councilman Christopher Vargo, 8th District, present.
Councilwoman Katie Muller,
Councilwoman Katie Muller, 9th District, present.
Councilman Steve Johnstone is absent, and Chairman Nicholas Pascal.
Chairman Nicholas Pascal, present.
We have a quorum, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. We do have some council people absent tonight, and we wish them well. They are for various reasons. And first up, we have some public hearings. We will kick it off with public lands.
Thank you, Chairman. Time is now 6:41. Public land regarding communication in from the February 12, 2024 agenda from Mike Agello, Deputy Corporation Counsel regarding a utility easement in favor of the UI company at city-owned property known as 33 College Street. Do we have anybody from the public that would like to speak on it? For a second time, do we have anybody from the public that would like to speak on it? For a third and final time, do we have anybody that would like to speak on it? Seeing none, public hearing on this is closed.
At 6:42.
At 6:42, sorry.
Thank you very much.
We're gonna be in recess until,
6:45.
yeah, unfortunately.
So unfortunately, where they're noticed, we can't start before. We can only start on time on the public hearing, so we have to wait until 6:45 for the next one. That's why there'll be a brief pause.
So we have a few minutes. Did you need me? All right, the time is now 6:45. Public Land Committee regarding communication M from the February 12, 2024 agenda from Mike Agello, Deputy Corporation Counsel, regarding a utility easement in favor of the UI company at city-owned property known as Kimberly Avenue rear. Does anybody from the public have any comments on this? For a second time, does anybody from the public have any comments? For a third and final time, does anybody have any comments on this? Seeing none, public hearing is closed, 6:45.
Thank you very
Should have
much.
talked slower. Sorry.
We have 5 minutes to wait now, but the next set up is legislative matters. When it comes to 650, Chairman Vargo, would you please take over? Thank you.
we'll call
Okay,
that
the
at 7
public
o'clock.
hearing, the time is 6:50, the public hearing, for the Legislative Matters Committee, Communication O from the February 2024 agenda, from Attorney Mike Agello, Deputy Corporation Counsel, regarding an amendment to Chapter 129, Sections 129-1 and 129-8, Blight Prevention Code of the City of West Haven. Would anyone from the audience like to address the City Council? For the second time, would anyone from the audience like to address the City Council? Third and final time, anyone from the audience would like to address the City Council? Seeing none, public hearing is closed at 6:51.
And now we wait 4 minutes.
Time is 6:55, and the public hearing on Communication C is now in session from the February 12th, 2024 agenda from Mayor Dorinda Borer regarding an amendment to Chapter 81, Article 8, Section 81.8A1 of the Code of the City of West Haven to increase building permit fees. Would anyone from the audience like to address the City Council? For a second time, would anyone from the audience like to address the City Council? Third and final time, would anyone from the audience like to address the City Council? Seeing none, public hearing is closed at 6:56.
Perfect, thank you very much. And, Mayor Borer, would you like to call a, I'm sorry, would you like to speak real quick? No?
Not yet, because we're in recess till 7. Not yet.
Oh, it's still, oh, I see what you're saying. Regular. Okay, it is now 7 o'clock. We will convene the regular meeting of the City Council. And before we get to public session, Mayor Bohr, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. I just want to ask if we could take a moment of silence. There was that horrific car crash that was on the highway due to a wrong-way driver, and it's there's nothing more tragic than when young people lose their lives, and to have so many in one crash. And I just want to ask that collectively in West Haven we say our prayers for the two that are still continue to be critical. And I also want to send our support to our first responders that came upon a scene that was really unimaginable. It's just a very, very difficult, sad situation. I just asked for a moment of silence.
Thank you very much. And we will now enter into public session. The time is 7:01. Would anyone like to speak before the City Council, sir?
Should I stand up?
Yes, please. And name and address for the record, please. Thank you.
One, two. It's not on?
No, it should be. Yep,
It is?
he says it is.
Okay. Good evening, council members. My name is Edward Voss Jr. I live at 260 Sawmill Road, West Haven, Connecticut, with my wife, Mary Ann, and my son, Jordan. What I'd like to bring to you very quickly tonight, we represent 4 generations, counting my grandfather, of owners and managers of the York Business Center in West Haven, directly across the street from the Duchess Diner, from Campbell, all the way down to Washington, all the way over to Wharton Street. We've been doing this for 60 years. I brought in a lot of tenants, a lot of people, a lot of businesses, and it was conducted in a peaceful manner, without incident, 60 years. Unfortunately, in the past 6 months, we had to clean up and see 2 people die on our property. Shot multiple times, run over. I had to witness also a severe beating given to one of my tenants, one of the guys that delivers pizza in that complex. Man was beaten within an inch of his life, and a bottle broken across his head by 3 people against one guy who was about this high. They also attacked the lady that worked inside. That's an ongoing investigation. The 2 shootings are an ongoing investigation. We have all of this. Well, we were forced because of this. I have at least 5 cameras, high-def cameras, positioned around the entire property. We have every incident, every single incident, every shooting on camera, on film, and it was given to the police department because they asked me for it. I don't have to tell you about the violence in West Haven. I've lived here all my life. I was born here. 260 Sawmill Road was my parents' home. I lived on York Street for a while. And I grew up at a time, I guess, when I could ride my bicycle down Campbell Avenue, any street in the city, and never had to worry about anything. But before my eyes, all of a sudden, this isn't the city I recognized. This has become something. This is blood in the streets of Campbell Avenue. Campbell Avenue, my God, it's the main street of the city. So what I'm really here to do is I want to somehow try to stem this violence. And the only way I can think of doing it is through a city ordinance or a law. And what this is pretty simple, and it could solve a lot of problems, and it's a safety issue. I recommend to the city council to consider an ordinance that removes all tinting from the windows of these public restaurant. I'm gonna say all public places because I think if you have a public place, a place of public assembly, you have to be able to see what's going on inside. It's a safety issue for the police department, for the fire department, for all first responders. They can't go down to, and they're down there all the time, and they're down there Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, making sure that nobody else gets killed. But I don't want them walking into the front of this building that they cannot see 2 inches past the tint and walk into an ambush. Because frankly, what are we talking about here? We're talking about people with guns in a restaurant. It's not like fist fights like I grew up with in the 50s. This is serious. A guy was shot 5 times. 5 times and then run over. And I don't want them going into any of these establishments not knowing what they're walking into. And it's not just me. Down the street from me, a block, there's a grocery store completely blacked out. There was a drive-by shooting there 6 months ago. I live on Sawmill Road. There's a bar up the street from me, directly across the police department, directly across from West Haven Police Department. A drive-by shooting. I don't know, 14 rounds through the windows. People were robbed. Their jewelry was taken. So I would ask the city council to consider an ordinance, not just the tint, because I know what happens. If you do get the tint off, they're going to put curtains up. They always find a way around the situation. So we have to have a situation where you have X amount of square feet of front window exposed so the police, fire people can look in and see what's going on before they just rush in, because that's what police do. They rush in. So basically that's all I wanted to say this evening. I did bring, and I didn't bring everything because there were so many members. But what I have here are letters from the tenants in that building where this has happened. Plus I have the news alerts as to what happened. And what I'd just like to do is I got 4 copies of each. You can pass them around. You can read them if you want. If you need more, I'm in the book. You can just pick up the phone and grab me. To let you know that, something has to be done. It really does. I mean, this is the city by the sea, the city by the harbor. We got our beachfront. I don't want to see this creep down Campbell Avenue and go into the seashore, although we've had violence there last summer. So if they would consider this, I'd be more than willing to work with anybody on this, any kind of ideas necessary. So I thank you for your indulgence. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Voss. We will do our due diligence. Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak before the city council? For the second time, would anyone like to speak before the city council? For the third and final time, would anyone like to speak before?
Dale Isola, 90 Honey Pot Road, West Haven. This is from my husband Jurgen, something that he wanted to know. He wanted to know the suppliers for the UI and stuff like that. They have the suppliers. Are they periodically checked to make sure that we're getting the best rates? Because he said the state of Connecticut, you do not get fined if you change your suppliers midstream. And his question was, is it being checked? So that's just for my husband. Thanks.
Thank you for your comments. We'll check on that. Would anyone else like to speak before the city council? For the second time, would anyone like to speak before the city council? For the third and final time, would anyone like to speak before the city council? Public session is now closed. At 7:09. And we will now convene the 2/26/24 regularly scheduled council meeting at also 7:09. I am looking for a motion to approve the journal of 2/12/24. Thank you. Second, perfect. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. At this time, we will have Madam Clerk hand out the communications for this evening.
Okay, we have Communication A from the tax collector regarding overpayment refunds for January 2024, which will be filed with tonight's minutes. Communication B from Olivia Vasanti, grants writer, in partnership with Shoreline Commercial Services for a request for permission to apply for a DECD remediation grant, being assigned to the Finance Committee, Chairwoman Akbarali. Communication C from Mayor Dorinda Boer regarding the creation of a position for a facilities manager within the building department with a salary range of $70,000 to $79,000, being assigned to the Personnel and Civil Service Committee, Chairwoman Coletti. Communication D from Mayor Dorinda Boer regarding the appointment of Stephen R. Mullins, 22 Oak Road, West Haven, to the Fair Rent Commission. Mr. Mullins' appointment will replace Mary Jane Morrissey and will be for a term of 1 year, effective immediately, and expire on February 26, 2025. Being assigned to the Personnel and Civil Service Committee, Chairwoman Coletti. Communication E from Mayor Dorinda Boer regarding the appointment of Colleen O'Connor, 464 3rd Avenue, West Haven, to the Fair Rent Commission. Ms. O'Connor's appointment will replace Jean Sullivan and will be for a term of 1 year, effective immediately, and expire on February 26, 2025. Being assigned to the Personnel and Civil Service Committee, Chairwoman Coletti. Communication F from Mayor Dorinda Boer regarding the appointment of Michael Miranda, 19 Homeside Ave, West Haven, as an alternate member to the Energy Commission. Mr. Miranda's appointment will be for a term of 2 years, effective immediately, and expire on February 26, 2026. Being assigned to the Personnel and Civil Service Committee, Chairwoman Coletti. And lastly, Communication G from Mayor Dorinda Boer regarding the appointment of Lenora Rodriguez, 399 3rd Avenue, West Haven, to the Senior Citizen Commission. Ms. Rodriguez's appointment will be for 1 year, effective immediately, and expire on February 26, 2025. Being assigned to the Personnel and Civil Service Committee, Chairwoman Coletti. And that concludes the communications for this evening, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We will now recess for committee meetings at 7:12. First up, we have Finance Committee, Councilwoman Akbarali.
Thank you, Chairman. This time is now 7:12, and your Committee on Finance is now in session. Members present are Councilman Vargo, Councilman Locks, and myself, Councilwoman Akbarali, as chair. Councilwoman Tucker and Councilman Johnstone are absent. Our first order of business is the MARB meeting update. And Mr. Taylor, would you mind giving us an update on this, please? Thank you.
So MARB met on the 22nd of February. We had a really good turnout of city employees, and mayor was there, and attorneys and everything. As if you saw the agenda, you saw it was very busy. Once the other two cities got done, we were brought in. Mr. Cavallero presented the Board of Education budget, and we were there to say we supported what they were asking for from the city, but pending your action on the budget once that comes before you. Then they turned to the Board of Ed labor contract for the teachers, and that was passed. So they agreed with that. Mr. Centofanti came and gave relatively the same presentation on the audit that he gave to this group. The mayor gave a summary. Mayor, do you want to say anything on that?
I just gave the summary that I've given to the subcommittee meeting, and I've given to all of you about the progress we've made. They were very pleased with what we've been doing, very complimentary, and as David said, it was a very robust agenda. We had the credit rating upgrade, we had the teachers union, the police pension, which I'm sure David will touch on as well. We had the audit, we had our budget update, and then we have non-union contracts that we have to get passed. And at that point, I respectfully asked that they consider meeting or having special meetings in between their meetings, because their meetings are every 2 months. And for an operation our size to have to go wait 2 months to get everything over $50,000 to get approved, for a lot of the expenses that are critical to our operation. So they said at any point in time, we could ask for a special meeting. So that was a good development, but, I don't want to steal all your thunder, David.
Oh, it's not very thunderous. But so after that, the Whittlesey team came and talked about the findings that they had on their audit of our IT areas for the Board of Education, the city, and the police. It was a very positive report in that they had found a large number of deficiencies. But the city, the board, and the police department responded just immediately. It was like almost miraculous the way everything got cleared up. We're in a much better place, and they applauded the team for doing so. So it was what was a negative really turned to a positive for the city in that we are all caught up. We are getting the capital requests now for the budget, just sort of parenthetically, and they're all making sure that they're putting stuff in there to keep us where we're at. Yes, as the mayor mentioned, we were able to present, what happened with the bonds and the credit rating upgrade. And Mr. Lindsay from Unistat was able to be on the line and do that presentation. Was very well received. The MARB then rejected the labor contract that we had attempted. We had a tentative agreement with the West Haven Police. That was known as the pension contract. They did send us a letter, and the city is working down through the documentation requests. We have a very short period to respond on that, so we're working on that with the union. We then had 10 non-labor contracts that came before them. I can talk about them if you'd like, but they were all passed. So, yeah, so very good, very good. And then a very short talk about our December results, which I presented to this group earlier. So that was it.
Does anybody on the committee have any questions for Mr. Taylor? Anybody on the council? Chairman Donovan. I'm sorry, Councilman Donovan.
No.
Not Chairman.
Sorry. My next committee.
Yes.
The MARB rejecting the pension. They give a reason why?
Well, they gave a number of reasons. I don't know. Mayor, would you like to?
Oh, you want to do, as the council liaison? Or
Yeah, I
you
mean,
listened to?
I participated in the meeting. Unfortunately, because of the AT&T breach, I missed the first part, but I was able to participate in this. And basically what they're looking for is they're looking for data or documented evidence to support Chief Perno's claims and the police department's claims for some of this pension information. That's kind of what they're looking for. It's more of, if you make a statement that, hey, the retention rates are not great, we're gonna need an increase. Essentially, I think what Mark was looking for is show me, give me the data,
Yeah.
show me the professional way that you can stand behind your retention information. I mean, I think that's a big part of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. I mean,
No
just
worries.
saying no, and it's just,
Yeah.
at one point, it's like, really? Yeah, so why?
Yeah.
So, at least,
Yeah,
some of
and
that.
I think, listen, I think if, the chief and whoever does this data collection for him, I'm sure if he provides that documented evidence, chosen a professional way, I can't imagine that they wouldn't agree. I mean, listen, I can't make promises, I know, I can't see the future, but I think it would help, and, I think it'll work out. That's just my opinion on it. And then the other part too, talking about, the IT piece with Whittlesey, just to echo the fact that they were very impressed. It sounds like, and I can tell you why, because I get this phishing message now every 5 hours about how I failed the phishing exercise.
I was
So-
going to talk to you about that.
Yeah. They obviously, have come a long way and worked real hard, to get things in place. So that was a huge plus. So.
Thank you, Rick.
Yep.
The mayor wanted to add.
I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I'll get back to police pension. I do want to just build on what you said about IT. We actually, the MARB and ourselves actually asked for the Whittlesley report to be delayed because we had such vulnerabilities and risks in our IT that we didn't want the report released until we were able to address those vulnerabilities. And our IT department did a really, really good job. So I thank them for that. On the police pension, they gave us the list of what data they felt was missing that didn't support some of the proposals. They also somewhat said that they would support a pension for new employees or the 401k employees that are currently in the 401k going to a pension. They had difficulty with some of the funding for the legacy pension members, and we're looking for more of that savings. And we talked about, we've lost 37 officers since 2011, since that change, and we have significant overtime. So I know, of course, we want to augment our police force for our protection and our public safety, but the MARB's also looking at the dollars and cents, right, to help guide us. But when you look at the dollars and cents, the overtime is significant because the officers are covering those gaps. But at the end of the day, they had some challenges with the proposal in general. So we sent something, our attorney sent something to the police negotiator, attorney, representative, right after the meeting, because at the MARB meeting, they said you have 10 days to come back to us. 10 days it goes to an arbitrator. So let us know if you want to come back to us with a new proposal. So it wasn't, in addition to information they felt was missing, they said you have 10 days to come back. We sent a communication to the police saying we're ready, we're prepared to sit down and renegotiate. And then the representative for the police union got back to us today and said we're not going to renegotiate this, we're just going to take it to court. So it's really out of our hands right now, and it's in the hands of, I guess, between the union and the court system right now, and that's where it will stay until the courts come back to us.
Despite that, we haven't stopped getting the documents together.
Yeah, we'll continue to gather everything the MARB was looking for, and we're going to send it to them anyway, just so they have it, so that they're making a more educated decision, an informed decision.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Barr, I appreciate that update.
Councilman Vargo.
What happens if we don't hit that 10-day deadline?
We're not, because they declined to renegotiate.
Right, so what's the effect of that? If Marv gave us a deadline to submit information by a certain date, what's the effect of not doing that?
Then there was no opportunity to come back with a new agreement. And it's a very, very unique situation, right? Nobody has ever been in this situation except for our city in Tier 4. And there's, a lot of legal discussions as to what happens, who's exactly arbitrating, right? We had a tentative agreement with the police, so we're not really arbitrating against each other because the council before us agreed to the tentative agreement, right? So it's a little tricky because we're not really arbitrating the city versus the union because the city approved the tentative agreement. So
Right,
it was
so the arbitration is really between the union and Marv.
the union and the state, yeah.
And the state.
So, so it's, it was complicated, but that's where it stands.
Now, will the outcome of that arbitration be something that hopefully the union can live with and the Marv will agree to?
Well, so they declined to go to the arbitrator. We had 10 days to go back to the MARB in order to have it arbitrated, but they chose to, I think they're going the path of an injunction. I don't think they're going that route.
So are we foreclosed out? Assuming that they are not successful in their lawsuit, are we foreclosed out on renegotiating with them and then making another submission?
I think there's always an opportunity to renegotiate. I think there's always an opportunity, and the city is always willing to come back to the table and renegotiate, knowing that we will need MARB approval for whatever we end up negotiating. And I see our corporation counsel standing up, just in case you have more complicated.
Thank you.
Did I get it right, Paul?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good.
Pretty good. It's complicated.
It's high marks.
Yeah. The arbitration, the first arbitration, so we don't submit if we don't, and the union doesn't want to submit a new revised agreement within this 10-day period, it goes to arbitration, and it's exactly right. It's the MARB's points going to an arbitrator. Okay, an agreement we already agreed on. Then it will go back to the MARB, and then the MARB could actually send it to an arbitrator of their choice, believe it or not. Okay, that section. What's happening now is the union has a lawsuit pending. This is where I think your question comes up. So the union right now is trying to claim that the contract is valid because it was passed by the city council, by the city. And the MARB didn't act on it in a certain amount of time, okay? That's very clear if we were in tier 3. It's not so clear in tier 4, all right? So what I think the aggressive move that the union's taking is to go to the court now and get an injunction to say, slow down, MARB, don't send it to arbitration, let's litigate this issue of whether or not there's a valid contract, okay? That's their position. In the meantime, like the mayor said, we're presenting all the information that backs up why this agreement was approved in the first place. Within that 10-day period, playing by the rules to support the position that we took on the contract, rather than litigating it in court.
So just so I'm clear, you've got 8 items here where they ask you specifically for deliverables. You're still working on them or no?
Yes,
Well, yes.
Okay.
yes.
And it would be nice if we had more than 10 days to present.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's why, listen, for me, I'd probably go back and ask for an extension. There's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah,
No such luck, huh?
no.
Try to keep hope alive here.
Attorney General, Assistant Attorney
Yeah,
General
yeah.
said
Yeah.
there'd be no further extension.
They're very adamant about it at the meeting.
Sure. So within 10 days, will you have this all this done?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just curious. So you're moving forward, you're gonna have it done in 10 days. That's your goal.
We're gonna have the deliverables, the documents
Gotcha.
that they wanna see.
Yeah, yeah.
Which we hope, if it does be sent to arbitration, we hope that information supports our position so that the issues that go are very
Perfect.
narrow.
Yep.
It's,
Perfect.
if I may, it's
Yep.
10 calendar days. We were hoping it was 10 business days.
Oh,
So we-
10 calendar.
10 calendar
That's
days.
just wrong.
It's just wrong. So our goal is Friday.
Gotcha.
You know, if
Okay.
we'll be here Saturday, if we have to be here Saturday, but I think we have until the end of the day Sunday. So we're hoping we will have all of that. We have to wait for our actuary Milliman to
Yeah.
come back with a lot of that data
Sure.
because, you know, it's in the hands of the pension group. So, but we are going to do our best.
It's data and reporting that she has already
Yeah.
formulated, so.
Yeah, sure.
It's just she doesn't have to re-crunch everything.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks,
Paul.
Paul.
It's important to note this is the first time this has ever happened, you know, for the MARB as well as us.
Does anybody else have any questions for Mr. Taylor? Thank you so much for the update, I really appreciate it. Our next item on the agenda is Communication B from Olivia Basanti, grants writer in partnership with Shoreline Commercial Services, requests permission to apply for the DECD remediation grant. I would like to open this up.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman.
Oh, gotta be in
It has to be in committee, I'm sorry.
So the only one is Brian.
with Brian.
Brian, can you second for us,
Oh,
please?
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Second.
Ms. Basanti? Is she here? Can you give us a little description of this grant, please?
Hello, good evening. Yeah, so I am requesting the council's approval to apply for DECD Brownfield remediation funding. This is under their municipal brownfields program. and it's in partnership, I apologize. It is in partnership with Shoreline Wellness. So this is a pass-through structure. It's a DECD-approved way of receiving fundings. Private entities are not able to get this funding on their own because it's through the municipal program, so they have ways around that. It's approved by them, and you can do a pass-through, which is what we're looking to do in this circumstance. This is at the old Blake School, 66 Tetlow, and the mayor wanted to speak a little bit about this opportunity and how we're partnering with them.
Absolutely. Mayor Barr?
Yes, so some of the council members that were here before may remember that Shoreline Wellness purchased this building from the city to put, mental health support in the neighborhood to allow for more quality access for health care. And there's been some roadblocks because of the environmental issues. So this is our support in their effort of seeking grants to remediate the building.
Right. That makes sense, and I think it's great to have this grant in place for this reason. The only question I really had is just following up on the dollar amount.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do have that dollar amount, just how will we be informed of this amount?
Sure. So the city is not spending any money on this. There's no cost match.
Correct.
I have a quote for the application, which is just under $1 million for the full remediation of the building.
Okay.
This is due March 1st, so I have to send this in by March 1st.
Right.
I wasn't intending to come back and request that dollar amount be approved.
Right.
And like I said, there is no cost to the city, so it's really just ironing out those final numbers in the
Absolutely.
last couple of days before the application
Thank you
closes.
very much. I appreciate it. Does anybody on the committee have any questions for Ms. Vasanti? Anybody on the council?
I have one.
Councilman?
Just how long, once we get the money, it takes to do that kind of, remediation?
A little tough for me to say.
Yeah, I know it's kind of
Yeah.
very broad.
Yeah, I would hesitate to give a timeline on that. I can tell you that the award announcements are anticipated for May, June, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
coming from DECD,
that's good. That's good to
which
know.
is good. That's a pretty quick turnaround as
great.
far as grants go. So,
Thank you.
Excellent. You're welcome, Councilwoman. Does anybody else have any questions? Chairman Pascal?
Thank you. Olivia, when you do get that final number, will you just give it over to the finance chair so that she
Yeah.
she
Yes,
has that in her
please.
records?
Thank
All right,
you.
thank
yeah,
you.
of course.
Thank you, Chairman. Anybody else have any questions? Councilwoman Coletti?
That's okay. With a grant of, a pass-through grant of this type, just as a matter of process, would the finance department oversee, check that what work has actually been done prior to the reimbursement process?
So the reimbursement process would be done in grants, which is, we work with finance. Our grants accountant would be requesting the drawdowns as we go, and then passing the money to Shoreline. So the compliance part, the oversight is on us. That would be done by me and Gisella, the grants accountant.
So you would physically go to the site, kind of like a requisition, you would see what's been done, verify that it's been done prior to reimbursement?
Yeah, and that's really the extent of the city's role when it is a pass-through like this, which is great.
Yeah. So for me,
All
thank you.
set? Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other questions? Thank you so much, Olivia. I really appreciate
Thank you.
your time. All those approved on this grant?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Communication C we are holding, and your Committee on Finance is now closed at 7:34.
Thank you very much.
You're
Next up, we
welcome.
have legislative matters. Chairman Varga.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Time is 7:34, and your Committee on Legislative Matters is now in session. First item on our agenda is Communication C from the February 12, 2024 agenda from Mayor Dorinda Boer regarding an amendment to Chapter 81, Article 8, Section 81.8A1 of the Code of the City of West Haven to increase building permit fees. I'm looking for a motion to approve. Do I have a motion to approve? Do I have a second?
Just from the committee.
That's right.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next up is Communication O from the February 12, 2024 agenda from Mike Agello, Deputy Corporation Counsel, regarding an amendment to Chapter 129, Sections 129-1 and 129-8 Blight Prevention Code of the City of West Haven. I'm looking for a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. And that concludes your business of legislative matters. The time is 7:35. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Next up, we have Personnel and Civil Service, Chairwoman Coletti.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The time is now 7:35. The Committee on Personnel and Civil Service is in session. Members present, Councilman Locks, Vargo, and Donovan. Councilman Johnstone is absent. We have before us Communication C to start out with from Mayor Durandabor regarding the creation of a position for a facilities manager within the building department with a salary range of 70 to 79,000. I'd like to look for a motion to bring it out.
Motion. Second.
Second. Great, thank you. Any thoughts, comments from the committee? Any thoughts, comments from the council? Okay. With that, we've done our due diligence on this position, and this facilities manager the intent is for this person to manage all city-owned buildings, not necessarily physical assets, but city-owned buildings. Mayor Bohr, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, currently, we don't have this position, and it's been falling to either a volunteer or a contractor, and we really need to have somebody on site who's responsible for the building. So when the boiler breaks, or you need to replace the windows or the doors, or you need to contract out for carpentry, or a 5-year capital plan to, budget for what the buildings may need, and these are all of the city buildings. We really need somebody, and this person will also supervise the building maintenance staff as well. So pretty much every city has one. We've gotten used to volunteer services, but I think we need somebody who's an employee, who's accountable, and is on, city employment
Right.
process.
Okay, and once again, this is one of those kind of critical key positions that you've identified so far that will kind of help keep things moving along, and so that there are fewer, maybe emergency situations, a little more preventative management.
Yes, and I just want to, you might have said this earlier, but just want to be clear that this is a conversion of a position. This is not an extra position. This is not more taxpayer dollars. Mostly all of these positions that we have been talking about, we're looking at other positions to see what's truly needed and then converting it into something that might be needed more. So this is, there's no increase to the budget for this.
Great. We like that, and that has been agreed to by the union as well. Okay. Great, so I'd like to make a motion to approve, or a motion to approve.
We did that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Okay, we move on to Communication D from Mayor Durandabor regarding the appointment of Stephen R. Mullins, 22 Oak Road, West Haven, Connecticut, to the Fair Rent Commission. Mr. Mullins' appointment will replace Mary Jane Morrissey and will be for a term of 1 year, effective immediately, and expire February 26, 2025. I'd like to bring this out favorably.
So
And a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion from the committee?
Yes. I've only known Steve a couple days, maybe 5, 6 years or more. Steve's always involved with everything. Stephen's always been a gentleman and stand-up person, and I think he'd be perfect for this committee, or this commission. So I just wanted to say good luck and congratulations with this. I think he does very well with it, sir.
Great, thank you, Councilman Donovan. Any other comments, thoughts?
Wait, from everybody or the committee? Are you still
Oh,
on the
sorry.
committee?
We'll move out of committee, council as a whole.
Oh, okay.
Mayor Bohr.
Okay, sure. I just want to advocate for the appointment of Steve. This builds on the Fair Rent Commission that we talked about at the last meeting. This is a commission that's required by law to provide a place for those, for both renters and landlords to go to discuss the challenges that they're having. This is a commission that was established decades ago. We were ahead of our time in West Haven when this commission was implemented, but it kind of fell, became a little defunct. So it hasn't been active. So we have some good people who want to step up and be active. And, Steve and I have actually run against each other in the past, but I think in a true effort to reach across the aisle and really work in a bipartisan way, we always put West Haven's, the best interests of West Haven forward together, and we work well together, and it's a great opportunity to see how people can work across the aisle. So I thank Steve for stepping up. There is a role for everyone in our city who wants to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Bohr. Any other thoughts? And with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Congratulations. Okay. We move on to communication E from Mayor Dorinda Borer regarding the appointment of Colleen O'Connor, 464 3rd Avenue, West Haven, Connecticut, 06516, to the Fair Rent Commission. Ms. O'Connor's appointment will replace Jean Sullivan and will be for a term of 1 year, effective immediately and expire February 26th, 2025. I'd like to make a motion to bring it out favorably.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Any thoughts or comments from committee?
Yeah.
Councilman Dominic?
Ms. O'Connor was, former council person as well, and she always put her heart into it, and everything she did, any committees and anything like that, she's always put her best foot forward with it. Another stand-up person. Steve, I think you know her as well. So, yeah, exactly. So again, I definitely approve this. I think she would do an excellent job.
Thank you very much. Any other thoughts or comments? We'll move outside to council as a whole. Yep.
I'd just like to say that I worked with Colleen and for 2 years, and I think she's a great person. I think she'll be great for this commission. I want to just point out one little mistake on the voter registration. It has her registered as a Democrat as of 10/3/2018, and she is a Republican. She's on the RTC, so I just want to point that out. Maybe we could fix that.
She's a Democrat now. She's a Democrat now. Right?
It says 2018.
Well, that,
Yeah, it probably.
I don't think that's right. Yeah, that's a typo.
2018. Well, let me just.
Voter
first-
registration.
Yep, let me just first say, she's another fine lass that we are appointing to the Renters Commission. And she's worked really hard for the city and certainly wants to step up and continue to serve in a capacity that helps the residents of our city. As far as her registration, I only looked at what her registration was today, because as I'm making appointments, I have to look at what they were today. I don't see when they switched. And I did see that she was a Democrat today. I don't know why that says whatever
Yeah.
it says, and I don't know what committees she's on politically.
Okay.
All I know is she's going on the Fair Rent Commission as a Democrat.
Okay.
Because you have to have a certain amount of Democrats, a
Yes,
certain amount of
right,
Republicans, certain amount of renters,
Right.
certain amount of landlords. Because I don't know if I don't think I have any more, Republican spots on this commission, so I'm pretty sure she's going as a
Democrat.
So,
Maybe just a fix for a voter,
Well,
for the
that's-
registrar.
well, that would be up to her, but I
Okay.
will mention it to her.
Okay.
I don't wanna touch anybody's voter stuff, but, as far as I know, she's a Democrat today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So just to be clear, we're not challenging her political affiliation, so the appointment would fall within the guidelines and the rules of the commission itself.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. Great. Any other thoughts?
And then I just wanna, second and third, both, what, everyone has said is that Colleen's integrity is second to none, and she's nothing but an asset to all of us, so best feet going forwards.
Thank you. Okay, any other thoughts? Okay, with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Congratulations. Communication F, we'll move on to from Mayor Dorinda Borer regarding the appointment of Michael Miranda of 19 Homeside Avenue in West Haven as an alternate member to the Energy Commission. Mr. Miranda's appointment will be for a term of 2 years effective immediately and expire February 26, 2026. I'd like to make a motion to bring this out favorably.
Motion. Second.
Second. Thank you. Any thoughts within the committee? Any thoughts, council as a whole? Mayor Boer?
Michael is a lifelong West Havener that has extensive knowledge with respect to energy, and in speaking with the Energy Commission that has been revitalized, there's going to be a lot of focus on, we heard earlier about energy costs, alternative energy, and I think there'll be a wealth of knowledge that's brought to the table in all of the goals of the Energy Commission. Is Mike here tonight? No? Okay. All right. I didn't see him either. But in speaking with him, I just think he'll be a great asset. That commission is building and doing a really great job already, so I'm excited to see what they're gonna do.
Great.
He was also the beat manager for the Wizards when my kids were babies. And I ended up working with him at Avon Grid for a couple of years. And, great guy, very, very outgoing. He definitely knows what he's doing. So he's good guy to have. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? Okay, we've gotten some additional feedback on Mr. Miranda, which has been all good in terms of his level of professionalism, his character, as well as the skill set he'll bring to the table of the commission as well. So with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, appointment passes. Okay, we'll move on to communication G from Mayor Dorinda Borer regarding the appointment of Lenora Rodriguez of 399 3rd Avenue, West Haven, Connecticut, 06516 to the Senior Citizen Commission. Ms. Rodriguez's appointment will be for 1 year, effective immediately, and expire February 26, 2025. I'd like to bring this out favorably.
Motion.
Okay,
Second.
second, thank you. Any comments, thoughts within the commission? I'm sorry, within the committee? Okay, council as a whole? Mayor Boer? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Councilwoman Garthwaite.
I wanted to comment because Lenora gave me a tour of the Milford Senior Center, and I was so impressed with her, and the people the residents there love her, and I have never seen a more impressive resume, Lenora. This is amazing. So I think she will be an amazing asset to our city, and I couldn't think of anybody better. I also want to say that she's a very accomplished artist as well.
Oh.
So thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you for stepping up.
Great, thank you for your comments, Mayor Boer.
Yes, many of you recognize Ms. Rodriguez from coming and being a fierce advocate for the elderly in our city. Not only works with them in Milford and advocates for them in Milford, but has done everything she can to support our elderly in West Haven as well. And we had a conversation, and I said, would you be willing to help us? So it's always great when somebody wants to participate and work with the administration to help serve one of our most vulnerable populations in the city. So I'm very appreciative that she is willing to step up. And I will say this is another commission that has been defunct for many, many, many years, and this is the first of many replacements that we will see on this elderly commission in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other thoughts? I love to see the resurgence of this commission. I think it's definitely needed. And I think, Lenora, I remember, I think it was at our conversation in connection to her for District 2 that she attended and brought up some very good points and connected and submitted her resume from that. So I'm very, very happy to see that this appointment. So, okay, with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Congratulations to all. And with that, your Committee on Personnel and Civil Service is now closed at 7:50.
Thank you, Chairwoman Coletti.
Thank you.
Moving on to Public Lands, Chairman Donovan.
Thank you, Chairman. The time now is 7:51. The Committee on Public Lands is now in session. Members present, Councilman Locks, Councilwoman Callahan, Councilwoman Coletti, and myself acting as chair. Councilman Johnson is absent. We have before us communication M from the February 12, 2024, from Mike Agello, Deputy Corporation Counsel, regarding a utility easement in favor of Company, United Illuminating Company at city-owned property known as Kimberly Avenue Rear. I'd like to have a motion to bring this out favorably. Second? Discussion? Anybody outside the council? I mean, the committee? Good. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next, we have communication N from the February 12, 2024 agenda. Mike Agello, Deputy Corporation Counsel, regarding a utility easement in favor of the United Illuminating Company at city-owned property known as 33 College Street. I'd like to make a motion to bring this out favorably. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Outside the council, the committee? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, motion passes. That the time is now 7:52. Your Committee on Public Lands is now closed.
We will now reconvene the council as a whole at 7:52. Moving on to unfinished business. Seeing as there is none, on to committee reports. Will the clerk please read communication A, overpayment refunds, into the record?
We have communication A from the tax collector regarding overpayment refunds for January 2024, which will be filed with tonight's minutes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
I apologize for jumping ahead.
Oh, no worries. Okay. Okay, first up we have Chairman Chairwoman Akbarali, Finance Committee.
Thank you, Chairman. Communication B to the Honorable City Council of the City of West Haven. Your Committee on Finance, to whom was referred the matter regarding Olivia Basanti, grants writer, partnership with Shoreline Commercial Services, requests permission to apply for a DECD remediation grant. Reports that the committee met on the 26th day of February 2024 to consider said matter. It is the unanimous opinion of the committee that the following motion be presented. Resolved, that the City of West Haven may enter into and deliver to the Department of Economic and Community Development any and all documents which it deems necessary for the purpose of applying for the Brownfield Remediation Pass-Through Grant of Shoreline Commercial Wellness at 66 Tetlow Street. Further resolved, that Dorinda Borer, as Mayor of the City of West Haven, is authorized and directed to execute and deliver any and all documents on behalf of the City of West Haven, and to do and perform all acts and things which she deems to be necessary or appropriate to carry out the terms of such documents, including but not limited to executing and delivering all agreements and documents contemplated by such documents. I so move.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve a matter regarding a request for permission to apply for a DECD remediation grant. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
And we are holding communication C.
Perfect, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have legislative matters. Chairman Vargo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To the Honorable City Council of the City of West Haven, your Committee on Legislative Matters, to whom was referred the matter of an amendment to Chapter 81, Article 8, Section 81.8A1 of the Code of the City of West Haven, for an increase to building department fee schedule, reports that the committee met on the 26th day of February 2024 to consider said matter. It is unanimous opinion of the committee that the following motion be presented. Resolved, that the City Council of the City of West Haven hereby approves the amendment to Chapter 81, Article 8, Section 81.8A1 of the Code of the City of West Haven for an increase to the building department fee schedule as follows. Second reading. No permit shall be issued, nor shall any amendment to a permit be approved until the fee or additional fee, as the case may be, shall have been paid. The fees for permits include the mandated state of Connecticut ODEM education fee and shall be as follows. 1. Building, parentheses, including plumbing, electrical, mechanical, or demolition, close parentheses. Permit, new language, $25 per thousand or fraction thereof of the value of the work. And I so move.
Thank you, Chairman Vargo. I have a motion to approve a matter regarding an amendment to Chapter 81, Article 8, Section 81.8A1 of the Code of the City of West Haven to increase building permit fees. Do I have a second? Thank you, sir. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
To the Honorable City Council of the City of West Haven, your Committee on Legislative Matters, to whom was referred the matter of an amendment to Chapter 129, Blight Prevention, Section 129-1, Declaration of Policy, and Section 129-8A3, Penalties for Offenses, Enforcement of the Code of the City of West Haven. Reports that the committee met on the 26th day of February 2024 to consider said matter. It is the unanimous opinion of the committee that the following motion be presented. Resolved, that the City Council of the City of West Haven hereby approves the amendments to Chapter 129, Blight Prevention, Section 129-1, Declaration of Policy, and Section 8A3, Penalties for Offenses, Enforcement of the Code of City of West Haven, as follows. This chapter is authorized pursuant to Connecticut General Statute 7-148C7H XV. It is hereby found and declared that there exists within the city a large number of real properties which are vacant and or in blighted condition, and that the existence of the vacant and or blighted properties contributes to the decline of the neighborhoods. It is further found that the existence of such properties adversely affects the economic well-being of the city and is inimical to the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the city. It is further found that many of such properties can be rehabilitated, reconstructed, demolished, and or reused so as to provide decent, safe, and sanitary housing and ancillary commercial facilities, and that rehabilitation, reconstruction, and demolition and or reuse would eliminate, remedy, and prevent the adverse conditions described above. New language. This chapter also adopts and incorporates all of the provisions and powers found in Connecticut General Statutes 8-169AA and any other relevant state statute. Chapter 129-8, Penalties for Offenses and Enforcement. A. Penalties. 1. Each violation of this chapter shall be considered a separate offense. 2. Each day in any violation continues shall constitute a separate offense. 3. Each separate offense under this chapter shall be punishable by a civil penalty of $100, new language, per day or the maximum amount allowed by state statute. And I so move.
Thank you very much. I have a motion to approve a matter regarding an amendment to Chapter 129, Sections 129-1 and 129-8, Blight Prevention Code of the City of West Haven. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
And that concludes the business of the legislative matters. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next up, Personnel and Civil Service, Chairwoman Coletti, sorry.
Thank you, Chairman. To the Honorable City Council of the City of West Haven, your Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, to whom was referred the matter of creation of a position for a facilities manager, reports that the committee met on the 26th day of February 2024 to consider said matter. It is the unanimous opinion of the committee that the following motion be presented. Whereas, in accordance with her plan to improve upon the City of West Haven's functional operations, Mayor Dorinda Boer recognizes the need to fill critical voids within the building department. Therefore, Mayor Dorinda Boer desires the creation of a new position titled Facilities Manager with a salary range of $70,000 to $79,000 per year. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of West Haven hereby gives approval of the creation of a facilities manager within the building department for fiscal year '24 and shall replace one vacant assistant building official position within said department. Be it further resolved that the position of facilities manager shall be transferred to the Department of Public Works in fiscal year '25. Be it further resolved that the City Council of the City of West Haven shall take up the matter of approving and funding the salary of the facilities manager at a future date.
Can you so move?
And I so move.
Thank you very much. I have a motion to approve a matter regarding the creation of a position for a facilities manager within the building department. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Please note Councilwoman Callahan is not here. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Communication D to the Honorable City Council of the City of West Haven, your Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, to whom was referred the matter of appointment of Stephen R. Mullins, 22 Oak Road, West Haven, Connecticut, 06516, to the Fair Rent Commission. Reports that the committee met on the 26th day of February 2024 to consider said matter. It is the unanimous opinion of the committee that the following motion be presented. Resolved that the City Council of the City of West Haven hereby approves the appointment of Stephen R. Mullins, 22 Oak Road, West Haven, Connecticut, to the Fair Rent Commission. Mr. Mullins' appointment replaces Mary Jane Morrissey and will be for a term of 1 year effective immediately and expire February 26th, 2025. And I so move.
Thank you very much. I have a motion to approve the matter regarding the appointment of Stephen R. Mullins to the Fair Rent Commission. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposition? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you. To the Honorable City Council of the City of West Haven, your Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, to whom was referred the matter of appointment of Colleen O'Connor, 464 3rd Avenue, West Haven, Connecticut, to the Fair Rent Commission. Reports that the committee met on the 26th day of February 2024 to consider said matter. It is the unanimous opinion of the committee that the following motion be presented. Resolved, the City Council of the City of West Haven hereby approves the appointment of Colleen O'Connor, 464 3rd Avenue, West Haven, Connecticut, to the Fair Rent Commission. Ms. O'Connor's appointment replaces Jean Sullivan and will be for a term of 1 year effective immediately and will expire February 26th, 2025. And I so move.
Perfect. I have a motion to approve a matter regarding the appointment of Colleen O'Connor to the Fair Rent Commission. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
Okay. Communication F. To the Honorable City Council of the City of West Haven, your Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, to whom was referred the matter of the appointment of Michael Miranda of 19 Homeside Avenue, West Haven, Connecticut, to the alternate member, as an alternate member to the Energy Commission. Reports that the committee met on the 26th day of February 2024 to consider said matter. It is the unanimous opinion of the committee that the following motion be presented. Resolved, the City Council of the City of West Haven hereby approves the appointment of Michael Miranda, 19 Homeside Avenue, West Haven, Connecticut, as an alternate member to the Energy Commission. Mr. Miranda's appointment will be for a term of 2 years, effective immediately and expire February 26th, 2026. And I so move.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve a matter regarding the appointment of Michael Miranda as an alternate member of the Energy Commission. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Locks. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. And last but not least, to the Honorable City Council of the City of West Haven, your Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, to whom was referred the matter of appointment of Lenora Rodriguez of 399 Third Avenue, West Haven, Connecticut, to the Senior Citizen Commission, reports that the committee met on the 26th day of February 2024 to consider said matter. It is the unanimous opinion of the committee that the following motion be presented. Resolved, the City Council of the City of West Haven hereby approves the appointment of Lenora Rodriguez of 399 Third Avenue, West Haven, Connecticut, to the Senior Citizen Commission. Ms. Rodriguez's appointment will be for 1 year, effective immediately, and expire February 26th, 2025. And I so move.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve a matter regarding the appointment of Lenora Rodriguez to the Senior Citizen Commission. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
And that closes out Personnel and Civil Services. Thank you,
very
Chairman.
much. Next up is Public Lands, Chairman Donovan.
Thank you, Chairman Pascal. We have before us Communication M. To the Honorable City Council of the City of West Haven, your Committee on Public Lands, to whom was referred the matter from Mike Agello, Deputy Corporation Counsel, regarding a utility easement in favor of the United Illuminating Company at city-owned property known as Kimberly Avenue Rear, reports that the committee met on the 26th day of February 2024 to consider said matter. It is unanimous opinion that, of the committee that the following motion be presented. Resolved, whereas the United Illuminating Company has requested a temporary access easement over real property owned by the City of West Haven known as Kimberly Avenue Rear, West Haven, Connecticut, and whereas the West Haven City Council held a public hearing to review and discuss the requested easement, which has been considered by the City Council. Resolved, that the City Council of the City of West Haven, after review and consideration, hereby approves the issuance of a temporary easement to the United Illuminating Company as presented as Kimberly Avenue Rear, in consideration of the sum of $33,075 per year for a 3-year period.
Can you so move? I have a motion to approve a matter regarding utility easement in favor of the United Illuminating Company at city-owned property known as Kimberly Avenue Rear. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Oh, hi. Hey, everybody. How's everything? We have Communication N. I'm looking at Nick. Nick's like, all right, what do you want to do? I don't know. To the Honorable City Council of the City of West Haven. Your Committee on Public Lands, to whom was referred the matter from Mike Agello, Deputy Corporation Counsel, regarding utility easement in favor of the United Illuminating Company at city-owned property known as 33 College Street. Reports that the committee met on the 26th day of February 2024 to consider said matter. It is the unanimous opinion of the committee that the following motion be presented. Resolution, whereas the United Illuminating Company has requested an easement to construct and maintain certain electrical utility equipment upon portion of the real property owned by the City of West Haven known as 33 College Street, West Haven, Connecticut, and whereas the West Haven City Council held a public hearing to review and discuss the requested easement, which has been considered by the City Council. Resolved, that the City Council of the City of West Haven, after review and consideration, hereby approves the issuance of an easement to the United Illuminating Company for the construction and maintenance of electrical utility equipment as presented for 33 College Street in consideration of the sum of $55,635.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve a matter regarding a utility easement in favor of the United Illuminating Company at city-owned property known as 33 College Street. Do I have a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Public Lands is all set.
Thank you very much. We now move on to action on ordinances previously presented. Seeing as there is none, Do any of the liaisons have any reports this evening?
I have something small.
Sure, go ahead.
For the mayor. I spoke to ACO Shannon Rose, and she wanted me to say thank you so much. She's so excited for the renovations, and she's really even more excited for the shed, because they really need the shed to store the extra food. So, thank you very much.
Excellent.
Looking
I'm very
forward.
excited.
Yep.
It's, so I could give you a quick update.
Oh, good.
Is this okay?
Yeah.
Spot to give a quick update?
Sure.
Or no?
On that project?
Yeah. On
Yeah,
the
why not?
okay.
Let's do
So, the $350,000 grant for the upgrade for the animal shelter is underway. We went out to bid for architects. We got our bid responses back. We selected an architect. The architect is working with us to develop and really upgrade the animal shelter. And part of that is taking down those 3 sheds on the side
Yep.
because, you know, they need a
Yep.
new shed and the other sheds are bad. But the other exciting thing is that in working with a new sergeant, we're going to reopen the animal shelter.
I know, I'm very
So-
excited for that. I'm very
So I'm
excited.
as excited about the renovation as the fact that we're gonna open, so they're gonna announce, it actually starts this week, they're gonna announce the hours, I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think, afternoons, because it hasn't been open since COVID.
Right.
So, eventually, they will entertain a volunteer, manning the front desk, because the ACOs are
Right,
busy, but we
busy.
have to develop that, make sure that volunteer program has a lot of structure around it before we bring volunteers in,
Right.
but, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited too.
Great, thank you very much. All set?
Yep, all set.
Any other liaison reports?
I'm just meeting with Public Works tomorrow morning at 10 if anybody has anything they want me to follow up on.
Okay. Council, okay. Any other? Absolutely.
Just for economic development, Mayor Bohr attended the last, just passed Economic Development Commission meeting and was able to provide some good direction that was very, very well received. And the commission was very appreciative of. Some things coming up, I'm not sure if you wanna give a quick mention of.
I can't even think. I forget what.
That's okay.
We talked about, so I will be hosting a business forum where we will bring our business owners in the city together to talk about all the opportunities, the grants, the loans, a lot of resources that are available to our businesses that I don't think they necessarily know about. And then also I'm working with Olivia on a small business grant program, which we will also talk about at that business forum. We talked about lights in the underpass, more lighting in the underpass, in particular around Campbell Avenue, which we heard about this morning. And we talked about, what else did we talk about? Oh, we talked about the slogan, the tagline, Miles of Shore and so much more, which is a tagline that the Economic Development Commission came up with a few years ago, but it wasn't necessarily embraced. But I think it's, really great, really tells our story. Our greatest asset is the shore, but we have so much more to talk about as well. So we're adopting it and we will be putting it on a lot of our marketing collateral. Did I get everything?
I think
Okay.
so.
All right, okay.
Is there
And I'm
is there a
sure-
date for that, the business forum? Have you set a date?
We're gonna actually talk about it March 6th at the
Oh.
next, but I think it's gonna be around April 13th, whatever that Saturday is. We need a little lead time to get the invites
Sure.
out, but it's gonna be, there's a grant program in CDBG for $10,000 for business owners.
Yeah.
It's a loan, not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
grant. There's
Yeah.
120 months, 0 interest.
Yeah.
That's forgivable, 50% of it at the end of 10 years. Like, that's the kind of stuff we gotta get out there.
People probably aren't aware.
Oh,
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's
Yeah.
good.
So, this information and this progress, I think is super important and happening, between the mayor's office and the commission. And I'm sure, everyone will look forward to that official debut once that comes out. And the commission is very excited, to support the mayor's office in all of the efforts.
thank you. Thank you.
That's for me.
All set.
Thank
Any
you.
other liaison reports? Okay, seeing none, any new business? Councilman.
I'm gonna talk to corporate counsel, either Dorsey or Attorney Dorsey or Attorney Agello, about Style School and maybe get an update on that, see where we're at with that. Oh,
Okay.
unless you have,
We'll do it next meeting. I have an
Yeah.
update, but, an update on that bid or the?
well, whatever, where we're at with that.
We'll wait for
stuff.
2 weeks. We
Yeah,
have
yeah,
been
yeah.
working on it. We do have an update, but.
Yeah, that's why I figured new business, give them 2 weeks to, thank you.
Thank you. Any other new business?
I just have
Sure.
two little things. I want to say, get well to Councilman Stephen Johnstone, who's
Yes.
at home.
Is it home already?
I'm sorry, not home yet, gonna be home soon. He is not well, and I hope he gets better. Also, I want to say, I actually want to bring up something about the man that was here, Mr. Voss. I'm hoping that we can do something with the ordinances to, outlaw the film and things blocking the windows. Have you started anything, Councilman Vargo? Do you know of anything? Because I had heard from the chief that potentially there was something coming through, but
No, I haven't, but I do plan on reaching out to the chief and to Corporation Council just to start to get the ball rolling of what our options legally are.
okay, I'd like to see that happen because I really believe that if we did that for the police and for the fire, it could potentially save lives, and I really don't want us to lose any more lives.
I can tell you that internal discussions are already going on, and we'll see
Okay.
where that goes.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Yes, the tinted
The tinted
window,
windows.
Yes,
Right.
tinted windows.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could swear that we have a tinted window ordinance that
Right.
not over 20% or 30, I did my ride along with the police on Friday night and we went by a few bars that had tinted windows and I actually said, don't we have a rule against that? And he said, yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. We just I think we need to enforce it with our blight officers. So
Okay.
we'll check on whether we have one already, and if we have one, then we're gonna go out there and aggressively enforce it, and if we don't have one, I'm sure we will work on one.
Right.
Because it is a important aspect.
So any complaints we get, we go to the blight officer, or any that we want to report, we go directly to
On
the
the,
tinted windows.
Yeah, let me make
Okay.
sure there's let me
Okay.
see if there's an ordinance.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
Do you remember an ordinance from when you were?
I don't remember. I remember flashing lights. I know vehicles have a 20% or less tinted window policy.
Oh, okay.
I'm not positive on,
Alright.
on the buildings, but I do know that the
So
court counsel's
we'll
looking
scour
into
our ordinances
Yeah.
to see if
Yeah.
one is from years ago and.
I'd like to back Councilwoman Melly on that as well, because I know that Mr. Voss has a long history in this city, a great family residence, and I kind of skimmed through the packet he left us. I strongly suggest everybody read every page. It's very, brings a lot of light to the situation, especially just in that one part of Campbell Avenue. It's a safety issue, but it's also really hurting the businesses along that route as well. So, well noted. Thank you, Melly.
Just, may I add to that?
Yes.
Just on top of that, something else that we have to think of that we don't necessarily have control over, we'll have to partner up with P&Z, is it's okay if we can make an ordinance about tinting, but signage and advertising has the same effect, preclusionary effect of being able to see into the establishment. So whatever we do, we have to try to partner up with that side of City Hall to make sure that whatever we do and it benefits the police, that they could hopefully do something similar.
We do have a problem, issues with that, because I was told that they get paid for the advertisement. So if we tell them to take it down, they're losing their payments from different, manufacturers of items that they're selling within the store, so.
I mean, perhaps there's an ordinance on the books. It's just not enforced. That could be it too.
So tomorrow we will search
Just
the
one more.
ordinances to see what, because there's so many years and so many changes, and we just we'll figure it out.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Any other new business? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.